catchphrases on the president ever since he was elected.
The walls are closing in.
I think at this point, the walls are spinning.
The legal walls are closing in on Donald Trump.
It feels like we are finally at a tipping point. The walls are closing in on President Trump.
The walls, meanwhile, are closing in on the president of the United States.
The walls closing in on President Donald Trump.
So are the walls really closing in, or is the media just wishing it so? Here to debate, Democratic strategist Rochelle Ritchie and Republican strategist Kimberly Klacik. Good morning, both of you.
Good morning.
So, Rochelle, it just seems like a lot of your friends at MSNBC and elsewhere are just hoping, they're praying that those walls are going to close in.
Well, look, I just have to add to it. The walls are closing in on Donald Trump. We're seeing it happen every single day. And let me tell you something. When our founding fathers wrote the Constitution, they did not say that freedom of speech only counts when people like what you have to say. They did not say freedom of press only counts when the news favors one political party or president over the other. And quite frankly, this president has consistently assassinated the credibility of media outlets and journalists any chance he gets, whether it's calling them the enemy of the people or using his played out insult of fake news. And quite frankly, right now, it seems like the only thing that is unbelievable and lacking integrity is the president.
All right, well, we're going to get to his attacks on the media in the second part of the segment. Let's stick on this part, Kimberly. Rochelle is very nice. I just saw her in the green room. We're having a little coffee, but here she immediately jumps in and she's hoping it. She's praying it. She says the walls are closing in on the president.
Yeah, so let's put this in perspective. When pundits on air talk about the demise of the president, they're actually wishing for the demise of many things. They're wishing for the demise of 4.2% GDP growth. They're wishing for the demise of growing wages. They're wishing for the demise of the lowest unemployment rate for Black Americans. There is a high school student named Khalik Rodriguez that explains this to grown adults every single day on Twitter. It's not rocket science. The left has been throwing checks at President Trump that they can't cash since the night he got elected. Let us never forget how they said the stock market would crash if he were to step into office.
All right. Let me just give you 30 seconds each on the media part of this. So, Rochelle, you were saying how the president attacks the media for no reason. Let's get specific and not general.
Sure.
He was going after the media in the last few days, particularly CNN, over a specific story where they said, again, the walls are closing in because they said Michael Cohen was going to flip and he was going to say that the president knew about that Trump Tower meeting. Turns out one of their sources was Lanny Davis, and he's recanted. Why can't CNN, why can't you say, you know what, the president's actually right? That story was wrong.
Well, because the story was not wrong, and the only reason that Lanny Davis is recanting his story is because he's been exposed as a snitch. So that's the only reason that he's coming out and saying anything.
No, maybe the story isn't true.
The story is true. 91% of the media coverage, granted, is considered negative of Donald Trump. But quite frankly, it's not negative. It's warranted. When the president is paying off his extramarital affairs, when he's having a bromance with Putin and Zelensky, when he is playing seesaw with the American flag.
You're throwing the kitchen sink at him. And I gave you a specific example, of a story that's not true.
When he is playing seesaw with the American flag on top of the White House because he can't put aside his petty feelings to honor a war hero and a beloved senator, it's warranted.
All right, seesaws, bromances. Kimberly, I'll give you the last word.
Yeah, I think it's funny. That story is untrue, but this is how ironic it is. President Obama promised hope and change. President Trump is doing something about immigration. He's doing something with foreign leaders. He's doing a lot of things that's bringing hope. Now, President Trump is also the opposite of President Obama, which is change. So maybe the left should understand what they wish for, they might just get. President Obama delivered. President Trump is hope and change. Congratulations.
Right. Kimberly, Rochelle, we're going to have another cup of coffee in the green room. This through. Thanks for coming in. All right, take care. The Trump administration making another